Ella here. I read a book called The Lover a few weeks ago for my cultural and social differences class. This book, taking place in Indochina, is about a secret love affair between a French girl and an older Chinese man. Specifically, I would like to share with you a few insights and messages that I took away from the story. I'm going to connect concepts of social and personal identity, the triangle of meaning, and self as cognitive schema to The Lover. Also, I'm going to relate The Lover to another intriguing article we read in class called Celibate Passion. First, I want to briefly review some basic concepts in the novel. The book takes place during 1929 and was published in 1984. The Lover is based off of Marguerite Duras, who is the author of the book. As I will discuss later, Duras did eventually become a writer. This specific novel reflects back on her relationship with the Chinese lover. In doing so, she is giving herself power and control over the situation because she is able to control which parts of the story to share. And with that, let's get started. In The Lover, the girl crosses the river every day with her Chinese lover in his black limousine. To me, the river symbolizes the barrier between the girl's social identity and personal identity. Social identity is how one is identified by others in society. Personal identity is how one defines themselves. On one side of the river, the girl is viewed as a part of the French community, a student who will become a math teacher, and a girl with many female characteristics. These are all components of the girl's social identity. On the other side of the river, the girl has her affair with the Chinese lover. She identifies with the physical pleasures of their relationship. She dreams of becoming a writer, and she embraces her hat, a hat with certain masculinity. These are all concepts of the girl's personal identity. Thus, in a way, it is the Chinese man that brings out her true personal identity, allowing the girl to explore herself. We could then argue whether or not the Chinese lover had a positive or negative impact in the girl's life. This could relate to a positive impact. The river, the barrier between the two identities, symbolizes the internal struggle the girl is facing, the struggle of which identities to accept. After time, the girl moves to France and starts a new life. It is then that the girl is able to fully develop and accept her identity. I want to relate the concept of the triangle of meaning to The Lover. The triangle of meaning is composed of three parts: the signified, the signifier, and the sign. The signified is the actual, the signifier is the label, and the sign is the meaning, the full meaning of the word, and can have multiple meanings depending on the context. The signified and the signifier are not necessarily related. In The Lover, the signified is sex, the affair between the girl and her Chinese lover. The signified is agreed upon between the girl and her Chinese lover. However, it is ignored by society, especially by the girl's mother. The signifier is how the sex is viewed. To the girl, the signifier is the wealth that she gains, like a business transaction. To the Chinese lover, the signifier is love, emotional love. Thus, there is a divide between the girl and the Chinese lover's perception and reasoning behind the act, the sex. This can create conflict, which is seen at the end of the novel when the Chinese lover calls the girl to tell her that he loves her. With time and new space, the girl has come to accept her identity. However, after the call, the girl then experiences confusion about the affair, further doubting who she is and who she was. She is again grappled with the questions like, what did the affair mean to me? And why did I have an affair? Lastly, the sign could be numerous things. First, the power that the girl practiced over her Chinese lover due to her higher status in society because she was a part of the French community and he was a native Chinese. Second, physical pleasures. And third, the sign could be completely hidden because society, and especially the girl's mother, fails to talk about the affair. Next, I'm going to relate celibate passion to The Lover. In Celibate Passion, the author mentions the pressure of society to practice sex and not celibacy. This concept relates to The Lover because the girl is pressured into having sex with the Chinese lover. Although the kind of pressure that the girl faces is different than the pressure that is referred to in Celibate Passion. it is still pressure. In celibate passion, the pressure comes from society as a whole to engage in sexual pleasure. In The Lover, the girl's mother is very poor and the Chinese lover is very rich. The girl feels pressured to contribute to her family by bringing them out of poverty. Having the affair with the Chinese lover allows the girl to bring wealth to her family. After a while, the girl becomes tired of having sex, yet she continues to do so in order to keep supporting her family. This relates to the communication theory of self as cognitive schema. The cognitive schema being pressured from her family and from society. The girl utilizes her social identity as a tool to define herself. The girl knows that she is young and is young to have sex and should not be having sex with a native, because she is higher in social hierarchy than him, and he is also 12 years older than her. The girl also understands that her mother is poor and needs financial help. Additionally, the girl feels scandalous about her affair and decides to keep it a secret. These factors influence the girl's thoughts about what role she needs to take on and accept in society. All of these concepts relate to an umbrella concept of identity and perception and how they come together. There are many factors that go into forming one's identity. For the girl in the story, these factors came from society, her affair, and her personal desires. Further, how one perceives their identity can help others determine where different parts of their identity come from. The girl shows the perception of her identity through her affair. The affair exposes numerous social constructs coming together, the girl's support for her family, and the girl's journey towards discovering her personal identity. And that is your short synopsis on The Lover. Hopefully, I was able to provoke some thinking, not only about The Lover, but also your own life. Goodbye and have a good day!